How's it going today, guys? It is getting so hot out here in Phoenix, Arizona. I think the high is 106 today. I think it's about time I get back to doing these videos in the studio, but for now, here we are. Today's topic of discussion, how to not take work home with you. So this topic came at a recommendation of one of my viewers actually, so I'm super excited to be talking about it. And before I jump in, please, if there's anything you ever want to hear me talk about, feel free to leave a comment, shoot me a DM. I'm more than happy to talk about anything and everything. Even if it's sports cards, I'm happy to talk about sports cards even more. But how to not take work home with you. This is something that so many people struggle with. I see an endless amount of this between my friends, family, even myself and peers. The way that I've really worked to not take work home with me is, and this sounds bad for most people, and I'll probably do a video separate just about this, but it's to realize you don't actually need your job. I can just feel the hateful comments or DMs coming in when I say that. But no matter what your situation is, it's crucial to remember that you never actually need a job. I think the reason that all of us bring so much home with us, or we as people, why we bring so much work home with us, is because we feel stressed about the work that we're doing. We feel like we've got to perform. We feel like, maybe we're not performing at the highest level and we're worried about losing the job. So it's on our mind of how we can do better, what I may have done right, what I may have done wrong today. All of this stuff that kind of comes, I think, from the foundational aspect of thinking you need the job because bills need to be paid, because X, Y, Z. And I get it. We all have expenses. We all have bills and they have to get paid. We all have to live, right? None of us want to be homeless. So we've got to pay these bills and we want to live life. But we all need jobs, but you don't need that job. There are so many jobs and opportunities and careers and areas that you can make money that I think it's really important for people that stress about or take work home or stress about their jobs at all to really realize and understand the fact that if that doesn't work out, there's always something else to go. There's always some other place to go. There's always another place to work. There's always somebody that will give you money if you provide them value. You can hear that and think, well, that's not the case, or it's hard to find a job, or this and that. That's all negative. That's all a negative mindset in my mind. You're giving yourselves more reason to why you're stressed, and you're not looking for a solution. You're just really honing in on the problem. So throughout my career, I've literally utilized that mindset. I've worked at jobs I didn't like, but then I act accordingly and leave. And I've never taken on clients that I don't want to work with or that become troublesome clients. For that exact reason, because I don't want to stress about work whatsoever. I don't want, when I close my laptop at the end of the night, to be thinking stressful things. Now, I'm thinking about business almost all the time, but I don't think anyone that complains about taking work home is complaining because they're thinking about exciting things or new opportunities for growth, bring work home, and they're stressed about it. So it's usually something with the job, something with the position itself, something with the company you work for, and maybe perhaps just that you feel like you have to have this job. So with all of those things, first and foremost, I never worked at companies that I didn't want to work with because that I thought would be a huge proponent of stressing about work. If you don't like your boss, if you don't like the company itself, if you don't like the industry, well, you're going to get burnt out. You're going to probably stress if you don't like the actual job that you're doing. Leads to stress, leads to bringing work home because you're dreading the next day. You're thinking about it. It's the only thing that's on your mind. You just spent 10 hours there. It's bad. And then if you feel that you need a job and you feel like there's no other opportunities, you're going to stress, which means you're going to bring the work home and that's going to resonate in your mind. So first and foremost, make sure that you're working at a company that you enjoy. And I would even say maybe first and foremost, I would say these two are equal. Make sure you're doing something that you at least somewhat enjoy doing because that's going to obviously be a stress point for anyone if you're going and working 8, 9, 10 hours a day doing something that you don't enjoy. So make sure you're in a career that you enjoy, and then make sure you're at a company that you actually like working for, where you like your coworkers, and not all of them. People suck. I understand that there's going to be shit coworkers at any job that you have, but make sure you're working for a company that you maybe believe in, or you're with coworkers that you enjoy going and, spending time and being around every day. And then last, realize that if those two things aren't hit, that you can go and find other work elsewhere, that you don't need the job you have. You may need a job. Everyone needs a job, but you don't need that job. You can go out and find countless other opportunities at companies that are going to cross off the first two bullet points. And if you don't have that stress on your shoulders, I promise you that if you can hit these 3 things, you're never going to take work home with you, because there's no reason that you would ever feel stressed if you love what you're doing, you love the company that you work for, and you're not afraid of being fired or let go or needing to go find something else. Life gets pretty simple and your headspace gets pretty clear. I can tell you, even having the first 2 things, I always resort to that 3rd thing. So I'll walk through these scenarios. So if I'm in a career that I absolutely love, okay, sounds good. I've never been in a career that I haven't, so I can't speak a lot. If you're doing something you don't like, I would highly, highly recommend that you try to find something you love and just start immediately going after that. But I've never struggled with that, so I can't speak to it, and I only want to speak to what I've experienced. If you don't like the job that you work for, quit. I think it was my first CFO role? Yeah, my first CFO role was actually a company that I couldn't stand. I didn't get along with the owners whatsoever. It was just a very toxic situation. I'm a super easygoing person, so that takes a lot for me to say. And I was only there for 6 months because I thought, right here, back to point 3, fuck it, I can leave at any point. It doesn't matter. I can go find another job. And it all worked out, because it always does. But if you don't like the company that you work for, then it goes to this one. Well, hey, I can always leave. And these 3 things basically it keeps you on offense, and it keeps you in a positive headspace because it keeps you in control, which is what life is about. You just want to feel that you own your life. You want to feel like you own your decisions. You own the opportunities that are available to you each and every day. And I think that's where the stress comes from of bringing work home, is that you don't feel like you're in control. Like the work is too much, like the work is overtaking you, the company's overtaking you. So these 3 faucets, which I just thought of off the top of my head, or these 3 areas are, I think, the key to unlocking not feeling stressed in the workplace and not bringing work home. So that's what I got. I hope that this was a valuable video, especially to the individual who recommended it. Thank you again for reaching out. I tremendously appreciate you watching and reaching out. That's that means the world to me. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. As always, I look forward to talking with you again soon.